Folks, the House GOP caucus had a raucous meeting today. In part, it was fallout from the disastrous cave by 13 Republicans to support the so-called infrastructure boondoggle that Joe Biden signed into law yesterday. Here's CNN reporting on the closed-door Republican meeting. Representative Chip Roy and McCarthy got into a heated exchange, per source. Roy lamented that he has to now go back to his district and explain why people should bother voting Republican when they handed a victory to the Dems, and argued that leadership should act. Chip Roy is 100% correct, of course, as he usually is. McCarthy, the artist formerly known as Frank Luntz's roommate, is wrong, as he usually is. But listen, Patriots, regardless of the dynamics of the GOP caucus right now, and by the way, we need to dramatically change those dynamics after the midterm elections, but right now, this country cannot wait until elections in 2022 and 2024 to get back on track. To get back on track economically and culturally. Now, listen, let's be honest, it will be brutal to take even a few more months of this kind of Biden decline as America slides into economic misery with soaring prices and draconian medical apartheid mandates. So how then do we change this trajectory? And right now, before the elections, to pave the way, in fact, for substantial triumphs in those very elections? The near-term answer? We need to exert pressure upon the often rudderless and gutless congressional Republican caucus in both the House and the Senate to now, this week, grow a spine and get tough on the so-called Build Back Better budget blowout of Joe, Nancy, and Chuck. Because after the cave on infrastructure, one of the only silver linings to that very dark cloud is that it might make a principled stand on the BBB fiasco a bit easier for the wavering, feckless GOP members. And they might finally do what's right, even if it's for less than honorable reasons, meaning just overwhelming pressure from you, the people that they are supposed to serve. Newsmax's John Gizzi made this point in his latest column. He cites Congressman Chris Smith, who's one of the 13 turncoat collaborators in the GOP House caucus, who saved Nancy Pelosi from a crushing defeat on infrastructure after she had lost 6 Dem votes. Now, as bad as that affront was, here's the reality, folks. It's over now. So, what can we do now? Well, if we can believe Chris Smith, and that's a very big if, then here is his current promise. Quote, "Now that we're done with the infrastructure bill, there is going to be a greater scrutiny on just what's in the BBB and how much it will cost. And that won't help it." He continued, "I don't know a single Republican who will vote for this. Not one." So, regarding the other side of the aisle, the far left wing, Gizzi also points out that AOC said she voted no on infrastructure because passing infrastructure gave up the leverage needed to pass the BBB. Another squad member, Rashida Tlaib, she echoed that sentiment. They're radical and they hate America, but they're not dumb. They read the tea leaves here legislatively for the BBB package. So here is the reality, my fellow deplorables. The last week on Capitol Hill, it was brutal. There's no other way to characterize it, and I will never try to sell you puppies and rainbows when things go very, very wrong in our country, as they did on Capitol Hill. The surrender on infrastructure, it was a gut punch. And the inflation data out lately is frankly just frightening for our future. It points in the near term to a very bleak winter for our nation, especially working class citizens who face a Biden blue Christmas of shortages and shocking price spikes. But what do? We can't just lament. We must gather ourselves, steel our resolve, and prepare smartly for the next battle ahead. And right now, if we pressure the GOP members of the House and the Senate, we can and we must stop this newest LBJ-style extremism from Biden, Harris, Schumer, and Pelosi. We have the numbers to do it if we have the heart and the guts.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.